Welcome to Pink Beer Corner. I'm your host, Natalie DeNicholas. This is the show where we just drink pink beer, preferably pink beer, sometimes not, and I drink it with friends. And today I have Stacy Moffat, my good friend. She runs Craft Beer Babes, a little clothing line for the ladies and the not ladies. And,
yes.
As in like dudes. So we're gonna drink some pink beer. You like beer.
Love beer.
I would think so, with a shirt and clothing line called Craft Beer Babes.
Hopefully.
And apparently you've had some of these already, so it's kind of redundant for her. So we're gonna go with this one, which is the brewery OMMEGANG. It's the Rosetta. This is from, I believe was it Cooperstown, New York is where brewery OMMEGANG is based. But this beer is actually brewed by their sister brewery Liefmans in Belgium. So, and it's an old brewing style aged on cherries. So hopefully it's pink. Not, because it's an old brune, which means old brown. So, there you go.
But hey, cheers. Anyways.
Cheers, yeah.
Cheers to brown beer.
Well, cheers to not being on the pink beer scale.
But hey, beer is beer, right?
But it smells like it should be, because it smells super cherry. Like this, I mean, I had another beer previous to this at some point, not right now, because, you know, YouTube. But it was a cider, and this one smells very similar to like a cherry cider that I had at one point in my past history. Very, very cherry smelling. Mm-hmm. The color is very, very, brown. There's like a little hints of like some russet colors in there, but not really.
The smell is very cherry on the nose.
Very cherry. Now, before we start recording, Miss Stacy let loose a couple of tirades, I guess, is probably the best way to describe how she felt about this particular beer.
I ranted a little bit, or raved.
A little.
Rant and rave, whatever.
Definitely ranted, not raved.
Okay,
but
I ranted.
But that's fine, because it just shows that, like, beer is subjective. Beer is just beer. People like it or they don't like it.
Yes, and it was memorable to me because of how intense the cherry was, and that to me, I felt it was a little bit on the cough syrupy side.
Oh no, I see that. Totally see that.
And so, memorable beer. I mean, if you haven't tried it, definitely try it. If you like cherry beers, if that's your thing, definitely. But for me, I don't like the cherry beers that have a little, like when you taste them, it has a little bit of the cough syrup taste to it. And this one is what I get. I mean, overall, the beer is, I would say it's okay.
Yeah, it's a perfectly good beer. I think that what might be bothering you about this beer, or beers that are similar, is even when you read it on the label, it says ale aged on cherries with other natural flavor added. When you hear that immediately kind of sends off like a little sensor to me that says, okay, so they used actual fruit, but then they use like an extract or a puree, something that means it's going to have like a little bit of a, not necessarily a natural flavor, even if it's like a natural derivative,
like a different twist to it.
Yeah, it might just taste a little bit weird. And so this one definitely tastes like cherries. Definitely tastes like an old, like it's an old brune, I think is what they call it.
Yeah,
right?
an old brune.
An old brune. So it has that kind of caramelly brown flavor. Like, brown is a terrible descriptor, but like, because like nobody's like, oh yeah, that brown beer, that sounds super delicious.
Tastes real brown right now.
Yeah, but if you're cooking, it's like, oh, golden brown. Oh, that sounds so great. But if you just say brown in a beer, nobody wants to drink it. But it has like a depth of flavor that the underlying beer has, and then you add that cherry on top, and it's. I mean, I like it, but I know what you're saying, where it has that kind of weird like taste, a little bit
cough syrupy. It's like at the end almost.
Yeah, it's just like almost like a middle flavor, and then at the end you get this kind of I wouldn't say chemically, but if ever you've had a sort of vitamin, it's going to have like almost like a metallic tinge, which is that kind of it's probably like ascorbic acid, which is something that's from like fruit and stuff. You're going to find that natural acid, and I feel like that has that kind of flavor to it.
Absolutely.
I don't hate it. You were really pissed off about this beer when she saw that that's what we were drinking. So I'm happy that you're not like really mad, but
you know, it's not as, I think maybe I was over exaggerating, or just in my mind I was just like, at the time I was just like, no.
Or you're like Natalie, I thought you were gonna give me something new, and this is old shit I've already had. But you know.
I mean, hey, it's actually a drinkable beer.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, at the end, it does have a little bit of like a cough syrup cherry flavor to me. But overall, it's decent, especially if you like cough syrup. I
don't drink cough syrup, kids. Don't do it.
PSA right now.
Yeah, it's going to you a dark road.
Just drink beer.
Yeah, just drink beer.
Just drink beer, kids.
Don't. If you're over 21, drink beer. If you're not, don't listen to her. She's small and lies. Anyway, so we'll move on to the next one, which is this is called Hibiscus from Kent Falls Brewing Company. It's a tart farmhouse ale with hibiscus. I was doing some research on them.
Oh, hey, look at that color.
That is not just pink. That is like
ruby.
That is gorgeous.
Like,
holy.
Reminds me of like the color of a pomegranate.
Yes, it's like pomegranate juice. Yes. Look at that. That is gorgeous. All right, sorry, that was.
Have you ever seen?
That's like if a dog walked into, a room and be like, "Oh, the puppy, look at the puppy,
let me touch you. Oh, you're so cute.
I sounded smart like 2 seconds ago, guys, and then like something cute happened." So this is literally what's happening right now with both of us. This is a really
welcome to our lives.
Yeah, yes. This is welcome to the world of pink beer. This is gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
This is like
the color. It's beautiful. It's like,
everybody, this is what you need to aspire to be. This right here.
Clear.
Unless it tastes like shit, then don't do that. Ignore everything I just said. This is gorgeous. This is beautiful.
The colors.
I mean, I would say it's like it's less pink and more like this is like heading towards red.
Yeah.
Because it's just such an intense color. So Kent Falls Brewing. They are in.
Where are they out of?
I believe I said they were in Connecticut. I believe that's where they're from. Yes, Kent, Connecticut, and they're actually part of like a little trifecta of cute things. They all work with a farm.
Like cute things. I
forgot the name of the farm, but they're actually like a partner company with a distillery out there.
Nice.
Called. I wrote it down. I forgot it.
We'll let you know later.
Never Sink Spirits. That's what it's called.
Never Sink Spirits.
Never Sink Spirits.
That's cute.
Right? That's what I said. It's a super cute name because you're like, don't let your spirits sink, guys. And that's why it's a really cool name.
I like it.
I think it's a very cool name. So they're actually partnered together with them. And they started brewing in 2011. So they're, yes. They first started brewing in 2011. So fairly new, I believe.
Fairly new. Okay, so like 5-6 years.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully this beer doesn't sink our spirits, Natalie.
See what you did there. Really, really clever. All right, let's smell this one. Ooh, no, it smells like a Saison. It has like a little, just a hint, a soupçon, if you will, of floral notes on the back end of it. It mostly smells like a Saison or a farmhouse ale.
Yes, like when you hear hibiscus, you think like very floral. Mm-hmm. I barely get any floral scent.
It's very light. So we'll see how it is on the actual nose or on the flavor.
Very light. Not very overly florally, but it's still there.
It is there. If you've never had hibiscus or jamaica, it's a very tart drink. The hibiscus flower just gives it like a really intense tartness, and
sometimes
there's also
it's overwhelming. I feel like the hibiscus spirits are kind of hard to hit.
Yeah,
you know, like, and make it less florally, because sometimes it's like just tasting, just like chewing on a flower sometimes.
Yeah,
you know, and so it's very mild.
This is really light.
It's almost like.
Well, it's very light on the floral, but it has that kind of back end tartness that you would associate with a hibiscus or jamaica. And I've always found with jamaica, when you have it as like the normal drink, which is like a very like Central America, Latin America kind of flavor, it has a sort of like a tannic note, like a very astringent tea flavor. And this has that, but it lends itself so well to beer because you're, instead of having like a hop bitterness or a hop profile, you're gonna have that kind of tannin note to it.
Yes.
Where you think like overbrewed tea or wine, and it has that kind of catch that you need when something is kind of tart or a little bit sweet, and this is kind of floral.
Yes.
So I think it really does lend itself quite nicely actually to this particular beer.
Yes, and it's actually balanced quite well.
Yeah, no, this is like, and like I said, because it's such a light saison or farmhouse style ale that it really kind of it does just like open the door so nicely for this particular flavor, because it's like it's so light. It's so easy to drink.
Yeah, it's, you know, when you think of, you know, farmhouse, like you think like, oh, it's going to be funky or maybe it'll have some tart to it. And this is like,
it's light on all those fronts.
Light on everything.
Yeah.
Light
but
on
then
everything.
also, if you're somebody who doesn't want to drink pink beer and you come across this beer, it still tastes like beer.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It doesn't taste like fruit. It doesn't taste like flowers. It just tastes like a really nice saison that has like a little extra tartness, which a lot of saisons already have.
You know, I feel like for a lot of people who aren't familiar with this style, it's kind of like, you know, a gateway because it's not overly funky.
It's a gateway beer.
It's a gateway beer. It's not overly funky. It's not overly tart. It's pretty mild.
Yeah.
And so it's, you know, it's definitely easy on the palate.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's a great, you know,
This is
gateway.
delicious.
I mean, you know, the color to some people probably is suspicious for beer.
Yeah.
You know, but definitely if you're trying to get into like this kind of style, it's a great introductory.
And I feel like that's kind of what we're trying to do here with pink beers. Be like, hey, you know, it's still a beer, everybody. Like it doesn't have, just because don't let the colors scare you.
Beer comes in a variety of colors.
And this is just one of the colors, and this is a really fucking good color. I'm gonna say that right now. This is really good.
I'm beautiful.
This is good. I like this one.
You know, I love it.
All right. Hey, thanks for joining me.
Always.
All right. Also, if you guys like this, you know, comment, subscribe, like, do all that nonsense. Check out Stacy at Craft Beer Babes. They have really cool shirts, and also, yeah, just keep drinking beer, preferably pink.
Pink beer, guys. Cheers.
Yeah. Hey, cheers.